This is what causes us to run. Chanda Basu was found crying at the doorstep of his house. His friend asked him what the matter was. He said, "My grand aunt has died, leaving all her wealth to me." The friend was puzzled and said, "But she was really old, and besides she has left all her wealth to you. Why are you crying?" Chanda replied, "You don't know. The week before that, my uncle died and left all his wealth to me." The friend was even more puzzled. He asked, "Why are you then crying?" Chanda continued, "And the week before that, my aunt passed away and left all her wealth to me." The friend could not understand why all this was causing Chanda to cry. He asked, "Chanda, please tell me why you are crying for all this." So Chanda said, "You don't know. There are no more relatives who will die and leave me their wealth." Of course, this is an exaggerated story, but we are all like this. Be very clear, we are all like this. We are all looking for what we can grab from life every minute. All our so-called love is nothing but a bargain. In some cases, it is gross and it can be seen by all. And in other cases, it is subtle and cannot be easily perceived. That's all. In fact, it is played so unconsciously by you that you think it is genuine love. The basic reason for comparison is that we don't feel fulfilled within ourselves. We don't feel happy with all the things that we have. For just 24 hours, from morning till night, just imagine that you have lost your eyesight. Try going about your work keeping your eyes closed. In just a few minutes, you will realize that your seamless routine has become unimaginable. Why 24 hours? In just a few minutes, you will understand the difficulty. It will be such a relief to open your eyes and see the world again. You will probably then thank God for your eyesight. Do you ever compare yourself with people who don't have eyesight and thank God that you have been given eyesight? Have you ever spontaneously felt thankful for your eyesight? No. Why not? Because whatever has been given to you is always taken for granted. That is the reason. You think it is anyway there. Let us go on to what next? We all function around these three axes: doing, having, and being. Doing for having, without enjoying being, is the sole cause of all our misery. Doing for having, without enjoying being. Doing never catches up with having. Every time we work hard and fulfill one desire, there are more desires to make us run. Never think, "Let me work now, I can enjoy later." Don't think you can come back later and enjoy. I tell you, it will never happen. Every tomorrow comes in the form of today only. Doing should always lead to being every moment. Only then you are on the right track. Don't postpone living. Celebrate. Enjoy life. It is now or never. We all run throughout our lives thinking that we can enjoy later, but we land up finally running into the graveyard. When you get into the running track, you lose your real capacity to enjoy, and you forget how to enjoy. As they say, there is more pleasure in the pursuit than in the attainment. Always, as long as you are chasing something, it seems that it is worth the whole world. But after you get it, somehow it is not as important any longer. If you become aware of yourself and understand what exactly you want and try to do that alone, you will never find yourself in this kind of a self-contradictory and fragmented situation. Ramana Maharishi beautifully says, "அடைவதர் முன் கடுகே ஆனாலும் மலையாய் காட்டி, அடைந்த பின் மலையே ஆனாலும் கடுகாய் காட்டும் மாயமனம்." It means mind is that illusion which shows a tiny mustard seed to be a huge mountain until it is attained, and a mountain to be as insignificant as a mustard seed once it has been attained. Comparison is the root cause for this kind of attitude. The mind simply sees everything around it and plays up. I am not asking you to renounce all your desires. I am not asking you not to compare. I am only saying, bring clarity into your comparison. Bring clarity into jealousy. Be clear as to why you are running. Don't run because someone else is running, that's all. People ask me, Swamiji, unless we compare, how will we know where we stand? You see, there are two kinds of comparison: constructive comparison and destructive comparison. In constructive comparison, you see what others have and you get an idea or some information about the things that you are not aware of. You increase your practical knowledge by seeing the things around you. You get an idea of how better things can be done. In fact, this cannot even be called as comparison. It can be called as gaining knowledge or improving your practical awareness. Also, you don't feel any jealousy or undesirable feelings when you see others having it. This is the most important thing about this. The real comparison we are talking about is destructive comparison, wherein you see what others have and are unable to accept the fact that they have it. You're not able to bear to see them enjoying it, be it beauty, money, knowledge, status, whatever it may be. It is then that you start wanting to possess that yourself, and you get into the cycle of borrowed desires. This is what leads to jealousy. In the whole world, someone is sure to be better than you at whatever you do. 99.99% chances are that you're not the world's best engineer, the fastest runner, or the most talented painter. Does that mean that you enjoy these things any less? Only when you think that you might be enjoying lesser than someone else, you start enjoying less. The moment the thought that someone else might be enjoying more than you comes in, your whole flavor changes. You become uneasy and jealous. You see, poverty itself doesn't trouble us. The thought that we are poor troubles us. We might be leading a peaceful life as we are, but when the thought that we are poor enters us, we suffer. And how does this thought come? By seeing others and comparing. We feel this way because this thought directly hits our ego and we shrink just like a mango. A small story. There were two shops across the street to each other selling the same kind of things. There was always a stiff competition between the two shops. The shopkeeper of one of the shops came out one day and he put up a signboard outside his shop, established in the year 1929. The shopkeeper of the shop across the street was watching this from inside his shop. The next day, he came out and put up a signboard in front of his shop. All fresh stock, no old goods. So if you are comparing yourself to others and reacting to it, it simply means that you don't appreciate yourself enough. You are reacting simply out of the cerebral mind, not out of intelligence. Your cerebral mind stores all that it sees and becomes a ready reckoner for you to react in an illogical way. Whereas your inner intelligence sees things as they are and moves on. When you don't understand the potential you have been blessed with, when you have not discovered that you are enough unto yourself, you automatically don't feel confident about the stuff inside you and you start following others. Buddha says, nothing exists except in relationship. Suppose you are the only person on planet Earth. Will you call yourself tall or short, ugly or beautiful, rich, poor?